Hi everyone, welcome to what I hope will be the beginning of a video series on restoring this MGB GT. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with it as well, do something a bit more custom and unusual for an MG, which will become obvious as we go through the restoration. This car's been off the road, there's a tax disc in it, which says 2010, so it's been a while. It is rusty underneath, but it has been cared for. The brakes got fresh brakes on it, and you know it run. So we were able to drive it in the workshop and do a few tests on the engine, etc. So let me show you what we've got. So starting with the body, balance not too bad. Inside the engine bay, inner wing's quite nice, bulkhead is nice, it hasn't got the usual holes. There's one tiny hole there that we need to fix, but along the seam at the back there, where they're quite common for being bad, it's quite good on both sides. It's pretty gross and oily and things in there. Wings for the most part are in good condition. Down the bottom is where they tend to go. This one's nice, does need a bit of repair here in the front corner. And someone sort of had a go at cleaning back some rusty bubbles and then parked it outside. And so the inevitable happened there. It's going to need door skins. There's a few holes. You know, it's quicker with stuff like that, just to cut the door skins off and put new ones on. The amount of time you try and repair that and fill it, it's quicker just to fit another door skin. A non-sunroof model, which is something I specifically wanted for this project, so no leaks. I'm not the biggest fan of Webasto roofs. Some people love them. I've had them in the past, but I find them a bit more hassle than they're worth. Tailgate, obviously shot. Thankfully, the car comes with a spare one. And the rear panel, annoyingly, has got a good dent in it, and it's a bit rusty. So we're going to change the rear panel as well while we're there. But the wheel arches, up inside inner arches, are quite nice. There's only a couple of very small areas in there that need repair. The sills, however, are pretty bad, so we are going to be doing sills on it. Front wings off. We'll leave the doors on for sill alignment purposes, but basically cut this outer layer. There's a vertical inner layer, a castle rail underneath, and then do some repair. There's a bit of the grossness there as well. So there's had a bit of leakage in this front corner, and that's gone down, sat on the sill, and it's done some nasties there. So that's going to take some doing. We're going to get a rotisserie in to do that, so it'll make life easier. Pile of parts. Gearbox seems very clean. I think someone has, when they've restored the car before, had done quite a bit of restoration and tidying up, but unfortunately sat out and the moisture has corroded a bit. The engine ran okay. Compression tested it. It is low on the middle two cylinders. Not by a lot, but enough that there may well be an issue. So we're going to need to take the head off. That's why it's on the stand. We'll give it a tidy up and investigate into what's going on there. We did do all the valve clearances just to see if that was the issue, but it wasn't. What happens then is you can put a piston to the TDC and with the valves closed and blow compressed air in, and then you can hear for the leak, and it sounds like it's leaking past an exhaust valve. So as you blow the compressed air in with the valve shut, you either hear air hissing out the carburetors, which would indicate an inlet valve problem, or you can hear it coming out the exhaust at the back. So in this case it was. So my money's on exhaust valve seats. The compressions were something like 165 and 145, and I think that one was the lowest at, I'm going to say like 100 or something like that. So there's an issue with that cylinder, and a wet test to confirm that it was the same. So we're looking at stuff up the top. Carburetors look to be on external examination in good condition, which is good. So, you know, it's just a bit grubby really. We've had the flywheel off, obviously, to get it onto the stand. So when I took the gearbox off, I thought, oh, lovely, nice clean clutch. Looks relatively recently fitted. You know, not very dusty, not a lot of use. That side of the clutch, lovely. Turned it over. Big groove in it. Someone's fitted a clutch to a flywheel. So I know the camera picked that up, but the last clutch had gone to the rivets, scored the flywheel, and they just slapped a new clutch kit onto a knackered flywheel. So that's had it. Thankfully, I have other flywheels in stock, and I even have a light in one which may get used on it, but we shall see. Let me put it up in the air and you can have a look underneath. Okay, so now we're back up in the air. There's some of the lovely grossness. That's going to take some work. But one of the things about it, as I say, is it has been restored before. In actual fact, the lights behind aren't helping. It's pretty all up in the inner arches and stuff. It's painted green. It has been loved before. But there's plenty of rust for us to deal with and take it back to bare metal. There's a lovely hole there. Yeah, so not the prettiest, but it was the right price. And in a lot of places that you can't see because I haven't got my torch on my hand, up around the rails is pretty strong. In the centre, it's as I say, it's been restored before. It's mostly green under there, although a little muddy. It is viable. So we'll see what we find once we've fully finished stripping and we get the shell on the rotisserie and start cutting away. I mean, the majority of the corrosion is in the sill areas, and this cross beam has got a nasty hole in it. We'll just replace this entire cross member when it's on upside down on the rotisserie, and it'll come possibly a floor pan one side, but far worse has been restored. We've taken the springs out now at the front to as it's much easier when the weight of the engine's in the car to extract the springs. So you have the weight of the engine pressing down and you can safely release the springs, and there's no weight in it now, so it'll be fine just to push it into the fabrication room to get on with that. So once it's in there, get all the rest of the suspension off. We'll have a nice light shell that we can start the restoration on. So hopefully you'll enjoy coming through some of that with me. And the first step, as I say, we'll get that up and get it as stripped as possible. And I can't help myself. I'm interested in engines, really. So that'll, I'll take the head off soon and at least find the strength of what's going on inside the engine. And then we can make decisions about different things moving forward, whether we need machining work doing or send stuff away, or whether, it's an issue with the head. I've got multiple engines and the heads and things for MGs here anyway. So quite easily for me to just swap one out, potentially. It really depends on what I find inside. Might just need lapping in properly. Who knows? But we'll have a look and see what we find. And hope you enjoy watching along. Bye.